Welcome to the Dream4i Podcast, where we explore strategies and insights to help you achieve your goals and live your best life. In today's episode, we're diving deep into the art of persuasion, drawing from the wisdom of history's greatest influencers. I've distilled their examples into 5 powerful strategies that will transform the way you connect with others and make a lasting impact. Get ready to take notes, because by the end of this episode, you'll have the tools to become a master persuader yourself. Let's start with strategy number 1. Transform yourself into a deep listener. In the normal flow of conversation, our attention is often divided. We hear parts of what the other person is saying, but at the same time, we're planning our own response or even daydreaming about something completely irrelevant. The reason for this is simple. We're more interested in our own thoughts, feelings, and experiences than in those of the other person. But to be a master persuader, you must reverse this dynamic. Imagine stepping inside the mind of the person you're talking to. Even quiet or seemingly dull individuals can have fascinating inner lives, full of surprising thoughts and experiences. By listening deeply, you'll not only find the conversation more engaging, but you'll also gain invaluable insights into human psychology that will serve you well in all your persuasion efforts. So, how do you become a deep listener? First, pay attention to nonverbal cues. Notice when the other person's eyes light up, and guide the conversation towards those topics that clearly ignite their passion. Second, mirror their words back to them, but filtered through your own experience. This shows that you're not just hearing them, but truly absorbing and processing what they're saying. Finally, make the other person feel like the star of the show. Let them do 80% of the talking, while you offer the occasional question or comment to show your genuine interest and engagement. Remember, the goal is to make the other person come away from the interaction feeling better about themselves. They should feel heard, understood, and valued. And as they begin to associate those positive feelings with your presence, they'll become increasingly open to your influence. Moving on to strategy number 2, infect people with the proper mood. As social creatures, we're highly susceptible to the moods of those around us. By cultivating a positive, accepting atmosphere, you can subtly influence others and make them more receptive to your ideas. One of the most powerful moods you can create is one of complete indulgence and acceptance. Imagine the feeling of being enveloped in unconditional positive regard, like a child wrapped in the love of an ideal mother figure. The novel The Ambassadors by Henry James offers a masterful example of this in the character of Marie de Vionnet. Without saying much directly, she emanates an aura of empathy and understanding that the protagonist, Lambert Strether, finds utterly irresistible. He describes her indulgent spirit as a beautiful conscious mildness, and it gives her a hypnotic power over him. To create this kind of mood yourself, focus on non-verbal cues, smile warmly, maintain consistent eye contact, and offer gentle, reassuring touches on the arm or shoulder. Use your body language and tone of voice to communicate positive expectations and unwavering acceptance. You can also use more overt means like humor and shared laughter to foster a sense of camaraderie and rapport. The key is to make the other person feel safe, accepted, and even slightly elevated in your presence. As they bask in the glow of your indulgent mood, their defenses will melt away, leaving them open to your influence. Strategy number 3, confirm their self-opinion. We all have a deep-seated need to feel good about ourselves. We want to see ourselves as autonomous, intelligent, and moral individuals. By aligning your persuasion efforts with these universal qualities of self-opinion, you'll be much more effective in winning others over to your side. Let's start with autonomy. No one likes to feel coerced or manipulated. That's why the most effective persuasion always leaves the other person feeling like they're making a free choice. Tom Sawyer intuitively understood this when he convinced his friends to whitewash the fence for him. Instead of pleading for help, he reframed the task as a rare opportunity, a test of skill and daring. He made his friends feel like they were autonomously choosing to participate, and soon they were begging for the privilege of doing his work. Intelligence is another key aspect of self-opinion. We all want to feel smart and respected for our mental abilities. That's why agreeing with someone's ideas, even if you disagree, can be such a powerful persuasion tactic. The 18th century French playwright Beaumarchais demonstrated this brilliantly when he sought approval for his controversial play, The Mariage of Figaro. Instead of arguing with the censors, he assembled a tribunal of influential individuals and humbly submitted to their every suggestion for the script. By deferring to their intelligence and taste, he made them feel valued and won their unwavering support. Finally, there's the question of moral goodness. Most of us like to see ourselves as ethical, pro-social beings. We want others to recognize our contributions and kind intentions. That's why framing your requests as part of a larger noble cause can be so effective. Instead of just asking for a favor, emphasize how the other person's help will make a real difference, support an important mission, or assist someone in need. By giving them a chance to affirm their own goodness, you make it hard for them to refuse. The fourth strategy is to allay their insecurities. We all have doubts and fears that gnaw at us, whether it's about our appearance, our abilities, our social standing, or a number of other issues. These insecurities can make us defensive and resistant to influence. But by identifying and addressing these tender spots, you can create a powerful bond and make people much more receptive to your ideas. Imagine, for example, that you're trying to persuade a coworker to take on a new project. You know they're highly skilled and capable, but in your conversations you've picked up on some insecurity about their creative abilities. Instead of just asking them to do the work, you might start by praising their past innovative contributions and expressing your confidence in their artistic vision. By directly addressing their insecurity and offering genuine reassurance, you make them feel seen, valued, and empowered to take on the challenge. History offers another instructive example in Cardinal Richelieu, the brilliant 17th century French statesman. Despite his formidable political skills, Richelieu was deeply insecure about his prowess as a poet. He envied the great writers of his time and craved recognition for his own artistic talents. Those who wanted to gain his favor quickly learned to flatter him strategically, focusing their praise on his literary gifts rather than his statesmanship. The lesson here is clear. Pay attention to the areas where people seem uncertain or self-conscious. Listen for the things they don't say, the achievements they downplay, the flaws they try to hide. Then offer genuine, thoughtful reassurance. Praise their efforts rather than just their innate talents. Acknowledge their struggles and validate their feelings. Mix in small, constructive critiques to maintain your credibility. Most importantly, make your praise specific and actionable. Instead of just saying, "You're so creative," highlight a particular project or idea that impressed you. Instead of, "You're such a good friend," mention a time when their support made a real difference in your life. The more concrete and detailed your reassurance, the more effective it will be in quelling their insecurities and opening them up to your influence. Finally, strategy number 5. Use people's resistance and stubbornness to your advantage. We all know someone who seems constitutionally opposed to change, who digs in their heels at the slightest whiff of external influence. Perhaps you've tried to convince a friend to break a self-destructive habit, or persuade a colleague to embrace a new way of working, only to be met with fierce resistance and defensiveness. A great example of this comes from the therapist Milton Erickson. He once had a client, a young newlywed man, who was convinced that he and his wife should get a divorce. The couple had married to please their highly religious families, but their lack of physical chemistry made the honeymoon awkward and unfulfilling. Determined to end the marriage, the husband came to Erickson for advice. Instead of trying to talk him out of the divorce directly, Erickson took a different approach. He agreed that the couple should separate, but suggested they have one last night together at a romantic hotel before finalizing the split. Using the young man's own language and framing, Erickson painted a picture of a friendly divorce preceded by one last friendly glass of champagne and one last friendly kiss. These suggestions, which aligned with the husband's stated intentions, were impossible to resist. And of course, once the couple had shared a night of rekindled passion, the idea of divorce was quickly forgotten. The principle here is simple but profound. Work with people's existing momentum, not against it. If someone is dead set on a particular course of action, don't try to stop them head-on. Instead, look for ways to redirect their energy in a more positive direction. Use their own words and frames of reference. Appeal to their pre-existing emotions and motivations. Help them feel like they're making an autonomous choice, even as you gently guide them down a different path. Another way to use this principle is the yes-set technique. When you're trying to persuade someone who's resistant, start by making a series of statements or requests that they can easily agree with. Build that momentum of positive responses. Then when you introduce your central argument or request, they're already in a more receptive and agreeable state of mind. For example, let's say you're trying to convince a stubborn colleague to adopt a new software program. You might start by saying something like, "I know you're always looking for ways to be more efficient and productive, and I know you're not afraid to try new things if they'll make your job easier. You're also really good at adapting to new systems and processes." By the time you actually propose the software change, they're feeling recognized, competent, and open to suggestion. As we've explored these 5 strategies for becoming a master persuader, I hope you've noticed a common theme: the power of empathy and understanding. Whether you're listening deeply, setting the right emotional tone, affirming someone's self-image, assuaging their fears, or redirecting their stubborn energy, the key is always to put yourself in the other person's shoes. Persuasion at its best is not about manipulation or coercion. It's not about winning at the other person's expense. Instead, it's about creating alignment and mutual benefit. It's about understanding people's needs, desires, and resistances so deeply that you can guide them toward choices that serve both your interests and their own. So as you go out into the world and begin to apply these strategies, remember to do so with wisdom, integrity, and respect. Use your powers of persuasion to build people up, not to tear them down. Seek to create win-win situations wherever possible. And always, always keep listening and learning. If you can do that, I have no doubt that you'll become a true master of influence. You'll forge stronger relationships, achieve your goals more easily, and make a positive impact on everyone around you. So go forth and persuade, my friends, not just for your own sake, but for the greater good. As always, thank you for tuning in to the Dream4i Podcast. If you found value in today's episode, please share it with a friend or colleague who could benefit from these persuasion strategies. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the show so you never miss an installment. For more tools and insights to help you live your best life, visit our website at dream4i.com. There you'll find a wealth of resources, including articles, videos, and even personalized coaching to help you become your most influential self. Until next time, keep dreaming big and persuading with purpose. This is your host, signing off.